In Oklahoma, you may be able to expunge a misdemeanor, but eligibility depends on how the case ended, whether you were convicted, whether you received a deferred sentence, the sentence imposed, whether you have any felony convictions, whether you have pending charges, and how much time has passed. Even a misdemeanor can create problems with employment, housing, professional licenses, background checks, school applications, security clearances, and personal reputation. For many people, expungement offers a way to move forward by sealing the record from public view. What does expungement mean? An expungement does not always mean the record never existed. In Oklahoma, expungement generally means the record is sealed from public access. This can include court, arrest, and public records connected to the criminal case, depending on the type of expungement granted. A successful expungement can make a major difference when a person applies for a job, an apartment, a professional license, a loan, or another opportunity that requires a background check. However, some government agencies, law enforcement entities, courts, and licensing boards may still have access in certain circumstances. Dismissed misdemeanor charges. If your misdemeanor case was dismissed, you may have a strong basis to seek expungement, depending on the reason for dismissal and the timing. A case dismissed after the successful completion of a deferred sentence is treated differently from a case dismissed without a plea or conviction. For many people, this distinction is important. A dismissed charge may still appear on a public court docket or background check unless an expungement is granted. Even when the case ended favorably, the public record may still create problems. Misdemeanor deferred sentences. Many Oklahoma misdemeanor cases are resolved by deferred sentence. In a deferred sentence, the person enters a plea, but the court delays final judgment while the person completes probation or other conditions. If the person successfully completes the deferred sentence, the case is dismissed. A dismissed misdemeanor deferred sentence may be eligible after the required waiting period if the person meets the statutory requirements. Oklahoma law currently provides a category for a misdemeanor charge dismissed following successful completion of a deferred judgment or delayed sentence, provided that 1 year has passed since dismissal, the person has not been convicted of a felony, and no felony or misdemeanor charges are pending. Fine-only misdemeanor convictions. Oklahoma law also allows some misdemeanor convictions to be expunged without a long waiting period if the sentence was limited to a fine less than $501. The fine has been paid or satisfied by time served, the person has not been convicted of a felony, and no felony or misdemeanor charges are pending. This category may apply to lower-level misdemeanor convictions where the person did not receive jail time or a suspended sentence. The exact judgment and sentence should be reviewed to confirm whether this category applies. Misdemeanor convictions with jail, suspended sentence, or higher fine. If the conviction involved imprisonment, a suspended sentence, or a fine greater than $500, Oklahoma generally requires a longer period. In that situation, the person must not have a felony conviction, must not have pending felony or misdemeanor charges, and at least 5 years must have passed since the end of the last misdemeanor sentence. The phrase, "end of the sentence," matters. It may refer to the completion of probation, jail, suspended sentence terms, fines, costs, restitution, or other sentence requirements. A person should not assume the waiting period began on the date of arrest or plea. Pending charges can prevent expungement. Pending charges can create a problem for misdemeanor expungement. Many Oklahoma expungement categories require that the person have no pending felony or misdemeanor charges. If you have an open case, warrant, ticket, or pending criminal matter, the issue may need to be resolved first. A criminal record should be reviewed carefully before filing. Filing too early can result in an objection or denial. Felony convictions can affect eligibility. A prior felony conviction can also affect whether a misdemeanor may be expunged. Several misdemeanor expungement categories require that the person not have been convicted of a felony. If you have an old felony conviction, a deferred felony, a pardoned felony, or a felony that was later reduced, your attorney should review the specific record before deciding whether you qualify. How long does misdemeanor expungement take? The court process can take several months. The attorney must review the record, determine eligibility, prepare the petition, file the case, give notice to required agencies, wait for objection deadlines, attend a hearing if necessary, and obtain a signed order. After the judge signs the expungement order, the order must be sent to the appropriate agencies so they can seal or update their records. Agency processing can take additional time. Why legal review matters. Oklahoma expungement law is technical. Two misdemeanor cases that sound similar may have different results because one involved a conviction, one involved a deferred sentence, one had a higher fine, or one included a suspended sentence. The exact language of the judgment and sentence matters. An attorney can review the court docket, OSBI record, plea paperwork, dismissal order, sentence, costs, probation completion, and the status of any pending charges to determine whether you qualify.